The program for the evening is first a brief video, I think it's about 10 minutes, to give us a few insights for our eyes, so to speak, about Pakistan. We then have 3 presentations, and then we have a wonderful opportunity to have actually some Pakistani food. So I'm very grateful to the Pakistani embassy for assisting with that. So I would say let's begin first with the video. If my colleagues in the back could just help with the lighting. We have to turn down the spotlights, and we can begin the film. So the Pakistani presentation. Enjoy.
If you sailed due south from Karachi, you would not see any land till you reached the South Pole. Travel northwards, and you would witness some of the most spectacular scenery, culture, and people that you could ever imagine. This is Pakistan. A land steeped in history, giving birth to the Indus civilization. Dating back to 6000 BC, Mohenjo-daro, or the Mound of the Dead, is rightly regarded as the cradle of civilization. Here, people lived in well-planned cities with an advanced lifestyle well ahead of their times. Brick cities from the Indus Valley civilization stand beside Buddhist ruins, contemporaneous with the birth of Christianity. Taxila is an archaeological treasure of the ancient Gandhara kingdom, which flourished 3000 BC. Where Emperor Ashoka built a series of monasteries in Jolya and Dharmarajika. This great complex also housed one of the first universities in the world. Alexander the Great passed through here, leaving behind indelible marks of Greek influence. It is the history of many races, their ambitions and dreams, both realized and lost. Archaeological sites and imposing monuments are scattered across the country, bearing witness to its magnificent past. Many more adventurers came to conquer this land of plenty, but none could match the glory and power of the great Mughals. They were great connoisseurs of art and music. The architecture and gardens left behind speak volumes of their skills and tastes. The remains of their splendor are scattered all over the country. Known as the cultural hub of Pakistan, Lahore hosts some of the most impressive Mughal and Victorian architecture. It's Pakistan in miniature, since all its colors, sights and sounds, history and culture represent the whole country. This Mughal city boasts of the elegant tilework of the Wazir Khan Mosque, and the glasswork shimmering in the Sheesh Mahal at Lahore Fort are the epitome of art. Before and during the Mughal period, Sufism thrived in this region. It has left great impressions of peace, love, and harmony. Today's Pakistan is rooted in this rich history and diverse ethos. It is one of the few countries in the world where the festivals of all major religions are celebrated with equal zeal. Alongside the Islamic religious festivals of Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, Christmas and Easter are celebrated with great emotions. Hindus observe their festival of Diwali. Every year, thousands of Sikh pilgrims come to Pakistan to visit their sacred places. Pakistan is one of the few countries in the world that exhibits such amazing contrasts of people in terms of color, creeds, races, and customs. As a socially enlightened and moderate society, education has been placed at the top of the agenda, from basic schooling to the highest degrees. Universities specializing in all disciplines like the Aga Khan and GIK Institute and many others produce doctors, engineers, lawyers, and other professionals like Professor Abdus Salam, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist. With more than half of the population below the age of 20 years, Pakistan is a nation with a rich grounding in culture, an array of arts and crafts, and most importantly, a magical romance of youthfulness. The multicultural past has given the people a diverse cuisine varying from province to province. A shared spiritual and cultural experience of the Pakistanis can be witnessed during many religious, cultural, and national celebrations. Spring festivals are celebrated all over the country with great zeal and enthusiasm. The National Horse and Cattle Show, and of course Basant, the Kite Festival. With music gala, exotic foods, and partying, it attracts dignitaries, diplomats, and artists from across the world. The sky is filled with kites of all shapes and sizes. The Lok Mela, a folk festival of music and dance with craftsmen at work, and a handicrafts exhibition at the Lok Virsa Institute enlivens Islamabad. Pakistan's 800,000 square kilometers are rich in natural resources, many of which still remain untapped. With 165 million consumers, it offers tremendous opportunities to investors from around the world. Reforms are the key to job creation and poverty alleviation. Due to the political and economic stability, as well as sound government policies and booming business environment, billions of dollars of foreign investment is pouring into Pakistan. Hundreds of multinationals are operating here, ranging from financial institutions, cellular service providers, hotels, industrial manufacturing, power generation, and consumer products. The modernization of industries is transforming the economy into a global competitor, hence raising the standard of living, as reflected in many new development and housing projects. Agriculture is the mainstay of the economy. The magnificent irrigation system, second largest in the world, is a great contributor to the prosperity of the land. "Thou shalt be the glory of the East," said Sir Charles Napier, referring to Karachi, the economic hub of Pakistan. Its modern airport welcomes business travelers from the world over. Karachi boasts of an unusual mixture of modern skyscrapers and 19th century Victorian buildings and wide boulevards. The recently established port of Gwadar is expected to be the hub of international trade. Pakistan manufactures some of the finest sports goods in the world, including brands such as Adidas, Puma, Slazenger. The footballs used in the World Cup are made here. Sialkot is known throughout the world for its surgical instruments. Other products including rice, petroleum products, gems and jewelry, cotton yarn, leather products, and ready-made garments are among the prime exports. The hand-knotted carpets and rugs are acclaimed and appreciated throughout the world. Islamabad, the capital and the seat of an elected government, with a vocal and active opposition, today houses reasons for women to play key roles in all walks of life, from ministerial posts to running the central bank, service industries, and from flying passenger planes to fighter jets. A nuclear and missile power, the country has made tremendous progress in all fields. Today, it builds state-of-the-art Augusta submarine and the latest jet fighter. Its growing stature among the a nation crazy about sports. Playing both modern and traditional sports and games, they have won world championships in cricket, hockey, squash, and snooker a number of times. Apart from such international sports, many indigenous games and sport are highly popular and mark the individuality and fun-loving nature of Pakistanis. Their music is a beautiful blend of tradition and individual talent. It draws inspirations from the rich contributions of the 13th century poet and musician Amir Khusro, who composed the earliest ragas, and 16th century classical musician Tansen. Even the pop music is a fusion of the classical and modern tunes. The diverse ecosystem also makes it an attractive tourist destination. The varied landscape from lush plains and deserts in the south to the majestic mountains in the north make Pakistan unique, offering all 4 seasons throughout the year. If it's 50 degrees in Sibbi in the south, people are skiing in Naltar in the north at the same time. Offering many adventures, the Khyber Safari train runs through the rugged mountains of the Khyber Pass, making it an exhilarating experience. Pakistan nestles amongst 3 of the world's major mountain ranges, the Himalayas, Karakorams, and the Hindu Kush. Of the 14 8,000-meter peaks in the world, 5 grace its skyline. With Chagori at 8,616 meters, ranking second highest in the world, is popularly known as K2. A land of opportunities, surprises, and magical contrasts, appropriately described as the world's best-kept secret, inviting you to explore its beauty and grandeur, its rich history, its versatile culture, and to enjoy the hospitality and love of its people. Welcome to Vibrant Pakistan.
Well, thank you very much for having shared that. I think we all are now much more interested in visiting Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now a great honor for me to introduce to you the Honorable Federal Minister for Kashmir Affairs and Gilgit-Baltistan from the Government of Pakistan, Mr. Mian Manzoor Ahmed Watu, who is now invited to enlighten the participants about the tourism investment opportunities in Pakistan. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to please join me in a very, very warm welcome for the Honorable Federal Minister for Kashmir Affairs, Mr. Milan Manzoor Ahmed Watu. Thank you. Okay, bear with us 1 second. We'll use the other microphone.
It is working now. Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Don Fright, Director ICB, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am thankful to ICD for arranging this event in collaboration with the Embassy of Pakistan in Berlin. I am also thankful of the audience for giving us an opportunity to introduce a little bit about Pakistan. My delegation includes Ms. Sadia Danish, State Minister for Tourism, Sports and Culture, Government of Gilgit-Baltistan, Mr. Shakil Malik, Joint Secretary, Federal Ministry, Government of Federal Ministry, Mr. Akhtar Haussain, State Secretary for Tourism, and their team. We are all here in this great city of Berlin to represent Pakistan and especially the Gilgit-Baltistan region in the ITB. Let me clear this in the very outset that this is not all about Pakistan. We have much more to present the world. Pakistan is a South Asian country and an active member of SAARC. SAARC, you know, South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation, which groups together India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Afghanistan, Maldives, and Pakistan. Pakistan is a land of rich cultural heritage, three of the world's oldest civilizations dating back 7,000 years. The Gandhara civilization, which existed even before Alexander the Great came to this region and left behind a lost tribe called the Kalash. Archaeological finds comprising complete towns, a university, and Buddhist monasteries demonstrate how our ancestors lived and thrived. Then we have the Indus civilization. Let me tell you that Indus is a river which originates from the world's biggest glaciers situated in Himalayas, flows down through deep gorges of the Gilgit-Baltistan, reaches the plains of Punjab and Sindh, irrigates there the world's largest irrigation system so far, and ends in the Arabian Sea in the south of Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, the remains of the rich Indus civilization are found along both banks of this river. The world acknowledged this by declaring Harappa and Mohenjo-daro as world's heritage cities. But before these two civilizations came the Mehergarh civilization, which is nearly 7,000 years old, and the remains of this are in the southwest region of the country, the Balochistan Province. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is very fortunate to have all the four seasons at any one single time of the year, starting from chilling, sky-high mountainous weather, springs of plains, summer of the deserts in southern Punjab and Sindh, and the tropical weather of Arabian Sea coastline. Pakistan have world-known historical cities of Peshawar, the oldest living city of the world, Lahore, containing monuments depicting the Mughal architecture, Multan, the city of saints, and the modern cosmopolitan cities of Karachi and Islamabad. Pakistan's economy is mostly agriculture-based, with cotton playing the major role in our exports. Beside all major crops, we also produce the world-renowned basmati rice and the king of fruits, the mangoes. Coming back to Gilgit-Baltistan, it is an area of over 74,000 square kilometers with the population of around 1.2 million people. Let's predominantly mountainous region with three ranges, the Himalayas, the Karakoram, and the Hindu Kush. 5 mountains peaks, including K2, are above 8,000 meters high. Trekkers enjoy walking across the world's highest plains, called Dusai Plains near Skardu, while polo players can play at two of the highest polo grounds in the world located at Shandur and Babusar. The tall peaks of Gilgit-Baltistan are the major attractions for the mountaineers, with one Nanga Parbat also called the German mountain has been a subject of a major German commercial film, Nanga Parbat. Ladies and gentlemen, Gilgit-Baltistan lies on the renowned Silk Route that was trekked by Marco Polo on their way to China. Pakistan is an active member of the Silk Route members country, which is being promoted by the World Tourism Organizations. Gilgit-Baltistan has tremendous investment opportunities in the fields of tourism, hydropower generation, minerals, and gemstone exploration and fruit processing. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to visit us in Pakistan and see for yourself the rich cultural heritage, beautiful mountains, valleys, plains, and lakes, and enjoy our world-renowned cuisines and traditional hospitality. I thank you all once again. Thank you very much.
Very much. I thought that your presentation as well as the film really are very helpful, especially in terms of the media, which very often does not actually pick up on many of the aspects that you brought up in your speech. It was very helpful, I think, for all of us to get to know also other parts of Pakistan that maybe we didn't know about before. And I think that tradition will continue with the next two presentations as well. It's now a high honor for me to introduce our next speaker, a presentation by Syed Akhtar Haussain on architecture of historical buildings of Gilgit-Baltistan. Syed Akhtar Haussain is a civil servant by profession, presently working as Secretary, Tourism, Sports, Culture, and Archaeology and Museums for the government of Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a very, very warm welcome for Syed Akhtar Haussain. Thank you.
Excellencies, respectable guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to be before this August forum, the forum which comprises of the scholars, intelligentsia, and of course, most importantly, the youth. I'm seeing the major portion of the youth who may be in the field of research and can showcase for us for the rest of the world. In the movie clip, I hope that you must have got the an insight into about the country Pakistan. I am now specifically giving presentation on the Gilgit-Baltistan part of Pakistan, which we call the fifth province of Pakistan. The topic assigned to me today for this presentation is the architectural heritage of Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan. As you see, this is the map of Pakistan having the four provinces, the Punjab, the Sindh, the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the Balochistan, Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and the Gilgit-Baltistan. Some of the faces representing these provinces have also been displayed on the presentation. Gilgit-Baltistan, we call it the jewel of Pakistan. Gilgit-Baltistan of Pakistan is geographically defined territory of 7 districts in the extreme north of Pakistan. It borders internationally with Afghanistan in the northwest, People's Republic of China in the northeast, and India in the east. Nationally, it borders touch Azad Kashmir in the east, Chitral of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in the west. We have a population of more than 1.2 million and an area of 75,000 square kilometer. The whole of Gilgit-Baltistan comprises of 7 districts. This is the map of Gilgit-Baltistan representing the 7 districts. We have 4 thematic areas, and I go by one of them. We claim that we have the pristine nature and unique landscape in Gilgit-Baltistan. We have the world's famous mountain ranges, the Himalaya, the Karakoram, and the Hindu Kush. They meet in Gilgit-Baltistan. The world's second highest mountain, the K2, is in the Skardu town, the capital town of Gilgit-Baltistan. We have 5 mountain peaks which scale more than 8,000 meters high. 101 peaks, heights ranging between 7,000 meters and even high. We claim to have ice mass outside the polar region, more than 5,100 glacier points. We have 2,200 square miles of snow-covered area, and we have wetlands numbering 119. There are hundreds of rare flora and fauna in Gilgit-Baltistan. We have 4 national parks, 9 game reserves, 3 wildlife sanctuaries, 230 species of birds, 54 species of mammals, 20 species of freshwater fish, 6,000 and above square kilometer of forests in Gilgit-Baltistan. The second thematic area is the culture and tradition of hospitality. We enjoy 5 ethnic groups and 5 languages with 36 dialects in Gilgit-Baltistan. We have historical forts, number of polo grounds, hundreds of archaeological sites, more than 39,000 rock carvings and rock inscriptions in Gilgit-Baltistan. We celebrate year-long festivals in Gilgit-Baltistan and enjoy the culture of hospitality and acceptance for all kinds of visitors. The next thematic area is adventure, and we claim this is the most potential area of investment in Gilgit-Baltistan. We have, as said earlier, that 3 highest mountain regions, 3 highest mountain ranges of the world, they meet together in Gilgit-Baltistan. We have enough opportunities of trekking, paragliding, skiing, trophy hunting, whitewater rafting, fish angling. Now the heritage, and basically today's presentation is about our architectural heritage. We have hundreds of heritage, but for today's keeping in view the paucity of time, we have selected few of them to be presented before you. We have historical landmark monuments, rich archaeological sites, traditional built ensembles, historical mosques and asthanas, traditional architecture. Architectural heritage, the most potential tourism product. Preservation of the architectural heritage is considered a fundamental issue in the life of modern societies. In addition to their historical interest, cultural heritage buildings are valuable because they contribute significantly to the economy by providing key attractions in a context where tourism and leisure are major industries in the 3rd millennium. The need of preserving historical constructions is thus not only a cultural requirement, but also an economical and developmental demand. These are the landmark monument inventory summary in Gilgit-Baltistan. We have 13 fort and palaces, 73 mosques, Jamaat Khanas, Khankas, Imam Bargas, Astanas, polo grounds, watchtowers, courtrooms, archaeological sites. Today, specifically, I am giving presentation on Baltit Fort of Hunza and Shigar Fort of Baltistan. This is the front view of Baltit Fort Hunza, and its history is that Baltit Fort is, the word Baltit is derived from Balti, an ancient fort in Hunza Valley in the Gilgit-Baltistan of Pakistan. Foundation of this fort are said to have been laid around 700 years back under the local rulers of Hunza, Mr. Garkis. The architectural style is a clear indication of Tibetan influence in Baltistan at that time. The Mirs of Hunza abandoned the fort in 1945 and moved to a new palace down the hill. A restoration program was initiated and supported by the Aga Khan Trust for Culture Historic Cities Support Program. The program was completed in 1996, and the fort is now a museum run by the Baltit Heritage Trust. How did we carry out the rehabilitation and preservation of the fort? Built purely on defensive purpose at the head of Hunza Valley amongst some of the highest mountains of the world, the fort has now lost its defensive role in the modern times and remains a symbol of the region's history, glory, and culture. It is currently being reused as an ethnographic museum. The main structural element consists of a packed timber frame along the wall face. Inside and outside are longitudinal squared timber tie beams. Soil brick infill was used for some of the later faces. These are the phases of restoration and preservation, starting from 1980 with some kind of preliminary surveys and documentation, and later on completion in 1996 when it was formally inaugurated and is now run as a museum. This fort has won several awards from the world's leading institutions, like in 2005, Best of Asia Award by Times Magazine Asia. In 2004, Award of Excellence by UNESCO Asia Pacific Heritage Award for Cultural Conservation. In 2000, Tourism for Tomorrow Award by UNESCO again. This is the pictorial history of rehabilitation and conservation of the same fort. On left side, you can see the Baltit Fort prior to 1934. But on the right side, after its inauguration, you can see the completed fort. These are the conservation phases inside the fort. Common sitting hall with utensils fully preserved. Again, the same thing. This is the grain and food storer. The second one which I have chosen is the Shigar Fort. Shigar is a valley inside this Kardu district, and this picture is the rehabilitated and conserved picture of Shigar Fort. Coming to the history of Shigar Fort, the original Shigar Fort palace, known as Fonkhar, which in the local language means palace on the rock, was built by the Raja Hassan Khan, the 20th ruler of Amacha dynasty in the early 17th century. Amacha family claims to have ruled Shigar for 33 generations with origins in the Hamacha tribe of Ganish Hunza. When the Hamacha tribe was massacred in Hunza, a few of its members managed to flee to Shigar across the Hispar Glacier, where they gained power and were recognized as the Amacha dynasty in the 13th century. Hassan Khan brought a variety of artisans, goldsmiths, carpenters, stone carvers, and textile weavers from Kashmir to Shigar to build his fort palace. This resulted in a blend of Kashmiri-influenced carving and details with local Balti architecture, one of unique features which make Fonkhar a significant historical and architectural treasure. Phongkhar is the last remaining structure associated with the ruling Amacha family. Preservation was started in 1999 when this fort was bequeathed by the Raja Sahib Muhammad Ali Shah to the community and to the Akhan Trust culture. In a painstaking process lasting over 5 years at a cost of approximately 1.4 million US dollars, the entire site was brought back to life following a careful strategy of adaptive reuse and restoration. This strategy has formed the foundation for threefold mandate of Shigar Fort residents: preservation of cultural heritage, socially responsible tourism and economic development, and self-sustaining operations. Again, this fort has been able to win the following awards in 2008: Best for Conservation and of Cultural Heritage Award by Virgin's Holidays, 2006 Award of Excellence in the UNESCO Asia Pacific Heritage Awards for Cultural Heritage Conservation, and 2006 Gold Awards by the Pacific Asia Travel Association. This is the pictorial description of the same fort, Shigar Fort residence after restoration, with the conserved utensils and other features inside the fort. This is the traditional wood carving which was there in the historical perspective, which has been conserved. This is the Altit Fort Hunza. Now I'm going to close my presentation just giving glimpses of some more heritage sites in pictorial form. This is the Altit Fort Hunza after conservation. This is the final picture of the fort. And this is the phase of restoration. On the left side, during conservation and reconstruction phase. On the right side, this is the watchtower fully conserved. This is the Khaplu Fort after conservation. And these are the pictures during the restoration phases. This is the sitting room, a bedroom, fully decorated from inside. Another building, which is a mosque, Amburik Mosque, before and after restoration. On the left side, the dilapidated condition of the mosque, and on the right side, the conserved status of the mosque. These are the watchtowers built in front of the forts in Gilgit-Baltistan. This, on the left side, is the older one, dilapidated in condition, and the right side, it has been conserved. Again, some pictorial description. Thank you very much.